Hello friends. So today's lecture we are discussing the graphical presentation of our data. So before lecture we are already discussing the presentation of the data, that is a tabular presentation and the visual presentation. In this visual presentation, that is a diagrammatical representation and the graphical presentation. There are the today's lecture we are remaining point from this before discussion, that is a graphical presentation of data. So today's lecture, our point is that the graphical presentation of data. So there are mainly four methods in the graphical representation of data, that is a histogram, next is a frequency, polygon, third is a frequency curve, and last one is that the cumulative frequency curve. So the data presented in form of the graph, there are the mainly four methods, four graphs are using for their presenting the data, that is a histogram, that is the frequency polygon and the frequency curve. Last one is that the cumulative frequency curve. So today's lecture we are discussing the all the four methods related to the graphical presentation of data. Histogram. Histogram is a graph. Simply, histogram is a graph. So the graph is represented the history of that data. Simply, it is known as a histogram. What is the definition of the histogram? So graph represented the history of our data. Simply, it is known as a histogram. Okay, it is a graph. It is a one-dimensional graph. It is also known as a one-dimensional graph. For your we are already know about the graphs. So today's lecture we are discussing the histogram. So for your understanding, what is the techniques we are using for the drawing the histogram? Suppose example आहे, okay, there are the marks and there are the number of students. 0 to 10 there are the 15 marks, 10 to 20 there are the 20 marks, 30 to 20 to 30 there are the 15 marks, there are the 30 to 40 marks, 40 to 50 the number of the students are 25. So these are the examples, that is a marks of their students. Okay, in this example, that is a mark of students, that is a marks 0 to 10 there the number of students are the 50, 10 to 20 there the students are 20, 20 to 30 the students are 15, there is 30 to 40 there the students are 14, 40 to 15 there are students are the 25, there are the number of the marks of the students. Okay, so these are the example and this is the example. So your question is that you are drawing the histogram of that, the marks obtaining the number of the students. Okay, how to drawing the histogram? Okay, so histogram, it is a history of their data. It is a graph represent the history of our providing data. Okay, these are we are know very well about the graph. In this the graph there are the x-axis and these are the y-axis. So there are the marks they are drawing on the x-axis. There are the marks are drawing on x-axis, that is a 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. In the x-axis we are drawing the marks and there are the number of the students they are drawing on the y-axis. ओके, आपण पहिल्यांदा बघून घेऊ कितीचा डिफरन्स याच्यामध्ये ठेवता येईल. आपण साधारणतः 10चा डिफरन्स ठेवू. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. ओके, there are the y-axis. We are adding the number of students of their data. ओके, सो आता आपल्याला काय ड्रावायचं आहे, ग्राफ ड्रावायचा आहे. तर त्याच्यामध्ये काय आहे, सर्वात कोणता आहे 0 to 10, there are students are the 15. There are the 15. 10 to 20, there are the number of the students are 20. 20 to 30 marks, the number of the students are 15. 30 to 40, the number of the students are 40. Last, the 40 to 50, the number of the students are the 25. Okay. So it is a simple